classes,
I
you
have
can
a
get into
whole
some like
video
history
already
of
done
costume classes
somewhere
too to
in
help
this
understand silhouettes. And then art history as well, which is
iPad's
what I did.
memory.
So that
But
was
anyway,
my BA from Indiana
it was
University
on
was in art history, and then I had
knitting.
minors in history as well as theater.
I was
So
talking,
kind of bringing those together.
chatting with
My
somebody
master's
on
degree is actually
Discord,
in decorative arts and design history. So while
as she's
I did
talking
study
about
clothes as a part of that,
the
it was
odd way she
broader in the
knits,
dec arts world. So I looked at a lot of
it
furniture.
reminded me of something.
Right. And also ceramics, which was also like
How I knit. So I knit
count that clothes, please.
with
Love to
the
look at some clothes, please.
yarn and stuff
But now
facing away from me,
with the rise of
and
like
I
costume
go
history
down
and like dress
through the
history
back
just
loop.
is like a cool thing for people to study
Now,
and people are more interested in
I
it,
have understood this
and
to
realizing that
be
it is an option to
the
study.
wrong way to
We're
do
seeing
it,
more and more programs. So
which
University of Glasgow, which is where I got my master's degree, they actually
I don't
got
care.
rid of my program and they brought in dress
I don't
history.
care.
And
I
no, I'm
actually
not
get
salty
things
about
done,
that at all.
and
I'm super salty about it. But anyways, and there's other programs as well. But the problem
I
with
can
this
actually
is that
knit with a
frankly,
fair amount of
it's really
speed.
preventative. It's not
I'm
accessible.
doing that right now.
It's either expensive,
But
so if you're going to like Bard or FIT,
my problem is
you know, here
I stop
in New York,
and I
those
admire.
can be very expensive programs in addition to just living in New York City. Then if you look at Glasgow, while the tuition at Glasgow isn't necessarily that expensive compared to US tuition, you still have to move to a different country, which is
Anyway,
a lot of fun,
while I
don't get me
was
wrong. And luckily Glasgow, in the
filming
scheme
this
of
other
things, is not a
video to
very
go to
expensive city
Discord,
to live in,
which it
unlike
is going
New
to
York.
go to
And then,
once
unfortunately, we're dealing
I
with
find the
programs
person
like
I was talking
Nebraska, which is where
Anyway,
Nicole got her master's degree. Like, they're trying to get rid of that program.
Anyway,
So state schools
while
in
in
the
the
United
middle
States
of this
programs,
discussion,
they're not getting funded in the way
I
that they
realized
deserve,
something.
or it's super competitive. So you have Winter, which is kind of like the pinnacle
Also
of like dec arts
had no
and
problem
like dress
with
historians.
purling.
Pretty much every curator ever in costume and
Which
textiles went to Winter. But the problem with that is that
I
it's
think
super
was part of a problem
it's a
with
very small group of people,
some weird
and
knitting
everyone wants to
patterns.
get into it because one, it
I
does
have to
open
find
up
my
a
way
lot of
around.
doors,
So
and
I'm
two,
constantly,
you don't have
I
to pay for your
reinvent
tuition,
my
like,
wheel regularly.
your tuition's funded.
So, anyway,
So
I go
it's
like
one of those
this,
things where, unfortunately,
to start
with dress
the row,
history as an
and
academic
so
field
I
of
have
study
the yarn
is very
on my
much,
side of
if
the
you
needle,
can get a degree in it, you're
and
coming
then I
from a very
go
big place of
down
privilege.
through the loop, and I pick it
And
up.
so it's not fully accessible.
So
which
to
honestly
me,
is one of
this
the
is a
reasons
heck of a
why
lot
I am
easier,
so glad
and
that
it goes
you
a
all
lot
enjoy
faster.
my more dress
And
history
as
content,
I
that I can sit and I
cannot
can
for the
talk about
life of
stuff
me
from like a more academic
knit
perspective
with
and
the
kind of
other
break stuff down
hand,
that way, because it, for me, it fills
I
that need to want to make dress history more accessible, you know, and there's so much to learn within dress history because, you know, clothes have been forever. Like,
I am
humans have been
still
dressing themselves
utterly
for just
confused
millennia.
by
And
so
all
many
over the
people
world,
who
and
have
different
trouble
ideas behind clothes and different concepts
purling.
of clothing, different fashions. You know, it's like
It's just
this untapped resource of knowledge. In addition,
And so
like when you
I
study dress history, you're not just studying like
I
what
do my
clothes
thing,
look
and
like,
I do
you're
it
studying
wrong.
how did they wear them, who
And
wore
do I
them, why
care?
did they wear them, why was
No.
this happening, what was going on in the world around us.
I mean,
When this fashion came in, like, how does this affect the economy? How does this affect our politics? How does this affect our worldview? Like, how does this affect you at home? Like, how do
looking
you
at it,
function? You know, and so
can
when you
you
study
really
dress history,
tell
you can study
that
so
I
much
knit it
about the world
wrong?
around you and the world that was here, that it makes it much, to me, it makes it much more
I don't
accessible.
have
So
knit
I
material
love
near me.
talking about dress history stuff because I love
Yeah, it just
giving
looks like
us
knitting.
a chance to look into the
I'm
world around
sure
us.
there's
And,
somebody
like, where
out
did we
there
come from? You know,
who will go, oh
and
my
I was talking to
goodness,
someone the other day,
it's got the wrong
you know, and I was
twist.
talking about clothing,
Of course,
and
it's got the wrong
ironically,
twist.
when we go to like living history museums,
But hey,
like Colonial Williamsburg, for example, you know, we all love watching like
That's
the
my
blacksmith,
thing.
right? Because it's like, ooh, fire. Like,
So-
you know, our like Neanderthal cave brains like go like,
and
ooh,
doing things the
but
way,
the thing is,
yeah,
is like
I
you
think
and I, like we don't.
the way
we're not
most
blacksmiths.
people
Like we don't know how to
knit,
do that. Like, but when you
they
watch
do
someone
go up through
wear
like
clothing
this,
or you watch someone cook,
and
there's something very
I don't know, that
connected in that experience because
I
when
miss,
you look at
I
clothes,
constantly
like the
miss
ones
the
behind
whole.
me, our
And
brains can
cool,
kind of start
yeah.
imagining what it's like to wear
I'm
them. And, you know,
constantly
and
fighting
unfortunately
with
sometimes
it.
that can get problematic because
And
people go,
so,
oh my god, corsets, it's so uncomfortable.
yeah.
I'm like, no guys, like corsets are cool,
So,
like don't worry about it, they're actually amazing. But
I
you
guess
can
there
kind
is
of
a slight
get it
difference
and
to
you
the
go,
way that the
oh,
loops lay,
oh, she kind of looks
but
like me.
it really
Oh, is this what I would wear? Oh,
isn't.
is this my clothing? So I would wear something like that, and then your brain can kind of start going into like, what is it like to move in this stuff? What is it like to walk around? Are you hot in that? Are you cold in that? How do you go to the bathroom in that? Can you breathe in that? The reason we ask those kinds of questions
So
is that
it's
we as people, like that's our curiosity coming out, and that's how we relate
so
to these
I
things. So
really
clothing makes history very relatable. And that's
I
something
still
that
can't
I
figure out
adore
how
about
my
dress history,
grandma
that I'm very
knit.
passionate about dress history. And
And
it's one
she's
of
the
the reasons
lady
why I
who
love
tried to
sharing
teach me
old
when I was a
clothes with you
kid.
guys, and I really appreciate that you all have completely
I
enabled this shopping habit of mine.
I really couldn't get it, and
It makes
so
it
she
more
gave up.
tactile. It makes it
Told
closer,
me I was hopeless.
right?
Not in many
So
words.
that's something that I'm really
But
passionate about. And
yeah,
honestly,
she was a
that's
very
something that
stubborn
I
lady,
want to
and to
keep
have
working
her
towards
say, you know,
in the future, like talking
yeah,
big plans
okay.
here, because I honestly, guys, I had no idea that this was going to be.
And she was a
thing,
thrower.
Wow,
She
crazy, right? But
knit English.
so when I start thinking about like my
Okay,
5-year plan and stuff,
I think that's what this is.
What I really want to do
I
is I
think
want to
that's
make dress,
how I
dress
knit
history
is a
more and
mixture
more accessible
of
to everyone.
English
You know, I want to make it so people
and
can study dress history more
not
easily,
sure
and
what
that it's
the
not
other kind
held
is.
back,
But,
and that you know you
yeah.
don't have to worry about college degrees. It's like I want to make it more accessible
And
for people. I want
the
more
best part of
information out
the
there.
way
I
of
want
grandma
to
knit
help fund
is she
that. I want
held
to help push that forward. So like if we're
she
talking big
held
5-year
the
plans, like I
knitting
have some
like
really big
this.
hopes and dreams and like goals and stuff. So yeah, there's that. That was a very long
She
winded.
held it like she was
Moon Dragon asks,
writing
what's
with
my
a
favorite
pen
sewing project?
or pencil.
The one I just finished.
And I still.
Catherine Brown
Anyway, so
asks, what's my favorite fashion decade? And that one's hard to answer.
Stitches down, stitches
I can tell you the
down.
ones I don't like much more easily than the ones I do like, because I like most of them. I don't like 1840s, 1850s, and most of the 1860s.
So she would have her yarn come through her
because
hand
she's
like
simple,
this,
she's not super fussy,
and she would hold
she
on
is
to the
something that I
front
feel
end
very
of the
related,
knitting
like,
needle.
relatable to. Like it's a very relatable outfit. Both of the pieces are super tailored and clean and crisp in their lines and their
Held
decoration.
on to the front
So
end,
I really dig it. But
and
I just don't dig, especially the 1850s. I think it looks like a
Yeah,
bad sofa.
I still
Like,
can't.
1750s is when men look like sofas. 1850s are when women look like sofas. And I'm just not a fan of it. Also, purely for
So,
vain reasons, I know
is
it's
that
not a
through
good
there?
time period for me because I do not have the facial features that were like fashionable for that era. So, you know, I just kind of stick, 1830s where it's like this whole face works really well. And that's it. Okay, so I've gone through all my Patreon questions, and now I'm going to see, because Andrew was supposed to send me questions.
And
Oh,
she
here we
would
go.
just sort of flick her
He's been
finger
texting it
out
to me, so that way I don't
like
have to
that.
worry about not seeing it.
And I
So
have
home phone, you
no
asked,
idea how
what's
she
my
did
favorite
it.
fabric to work with?
I mean,
It's either
and she could
wool,
knit quite
like
quickly.
if I'm going with this like a fiber
And,
content, it's
yeah.
always going to be a wool product. I also love working in silk
So
taffeta.
obviously
So those. I
completely bass-ackwards.
I cannot pronounce that.
And
Synothos soapbearing? Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Asks, are you
I
able to
obviously
preview your
would
plan
drive
for the
most
upcoming year
people
quarter
who would watch me knit.
So I
Obviously,
basically
I've
have all my
driven
videos
some people
like
who've watched
kind of,
this a
like,
bit.
planned out for the rest of the year. And
Crazy.
a lot of them I'm
Anyway,
leaning
as
harder
I
into the
said
more
in my
academic, like
other
talking head
little
stuff,
video,
because that is what
I
does
don't
really
know
well on my
why
channel.
people
That's
have
what you
trouble
all
with
really
Pearl.
like.
Pearl's a
So
nice
I'm
lady.
looking into videos about body